If you have really consistent volleys and you never miss any volleys, then don't watch the rest of this video because it's just going to waste your time. But if you make too many mistakes on volleys, especially easy volleys, then this video is going to really help you because I want to show you how to work on some simple drills that are going to help to address the biggest underlying problems that tend to lead to people volleying inconsistently. So hopefully you find the video helpful. If you do, it'd be great if you give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel before, much appreciated if you could do that as well. Volleys are a relatively simple shot technically, which means if you're not volleying consistently, there's probably a couple of different things that are going wrong. So that's what I'm going to focus on showing you how to address with these drills. We're basically going to be working on split stepping and then using your feet appropriately as you move towards the ball. Because when a lot of players miss their volley, it's because they're reaching and their feet aren't really in the right place, just like when they're at the back of the court as well. So ideally, you're going to land your split step just after your opponent makes contact, so that's something that you have to think about. You've hit your approach shot, you're watching them shape up for their shot, and then you're trying to time landing your split step so that the ball has left their racket, you land, you can read where it's going, and then use the appropriate footwork. So we're going to start from more of a static position. We could practice it moving inwards as if we'd hit that approach shot, but we're just going to start from a static position, and I'm going to show you 3 basic variations on the forehand, 3 basic variations on the backhand. So we're going to land from the split step, and as soon as we hit the ground, we're going to drop our foot underneath and push out. So the volley will look like that. So I'll land, drop my foot underneath and push out. And notice as soon as I do that, as soon as I land, there's 2 things happening. The foot is dropping underneath, ball of the foot underneath the hip so that I can push off. But as that foot drops underneath my hip, I'm also starting my unit turn. Now on a volley, we don't have a full unit turn necessarily, just a partial unit turn, but it's still the same thing. As soon as my feet hit the ground, I'll start the turn. So drop the foot under and volley. So I'm just going to go for 5 or 6 of these just so you can get used to watching it. And obviously if you're at home or out on court, you can practice this as well. So land from the split step, drop the foot under. Land from the split step, drop the foot under. Land from the split step, drop the foot under. The next variation is going to enable us to move into slightly different positions because the ball goes into a different place each time. It's not always going to be the exact same footwork pattern. So I'm just going to show you a slight variation. I've just worked on dropping the foot underneath. Now I'm going to work on stepping out. So I'm going to step out and then step across. So land, step out and then across. Land, step out and then across. Land, step out and then across. Land, step out, and then across. And obviously, exactly what footwork patterns you can use is going to depend on your strength and flexibility. Here, I'm just showing you options so you can practice, get repetitions, and then the movements will happen more naturally when you're playing. The third option that we've got on the forehand side is going to be a shuffle into the step. So this can actually be a really useful pattern for sorting out spacing issues on volleys and kind of getting you to use your feet. So I definitely recommend working on it. So I'm going to land, step out, but then shuffle and then step across. So it looks like this. And obviously I'm practicing a certain height volley. I could do a lower volley for all these. I could do a higher volley, but we're just getting used to the footwork pattern of moving out to the ball. So there are 3 basic variations of the forehand. I'm now going to do them on the backhand so that you've seen them, and then you'll be able to repeat them and practice them. So land, drop in. I want the ball of the foot underneath the hip, shin angles positive. This allows us to push into the ground that way, and it often allows us to cover a really large amount of ground. So land, foot drops under and volley. Land, foot drops under and volley. So land, foot drops under as I do the unit turn, and then I volley coming across with my other leg. The next variation, land, step out and volley. And again, I could be going for different heights of ball. Land, step out and volley. Land, step out and volley. Generally, I'm going to be trying to move forwards to cut the ball off, but sometimes I might need to move more laterally as well. So you can practice different options. And then the third variation that we've got is going to be landing, shuffle, volley. Landing, ooh, missed it, shuffle, volley. Land, shuffle, volley. So it's the same thing on the forehand, same thing on the backhand. I mentioned kind of a few variations and nuances in there, but it's just about getting repetition until you're capable of doing them without thinking about it. And then when the ball comes, providing your visual system works well enough, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but providing your visual system works well enough, you can react quickly, and it's going to help you to miss way less volleys. Because the other thing that is going to be important is the visual system. What happens a lot of the time is people land from their split step, they can't react visually quickly, and things get confusing. So you need to be able to read the flight of the ball quickly and accurately to be sharp at the net, and that's something you can actually train and improve with brain-based training. Another thing that creates a lot of challenges for people is the watching the ball through to contact. And again, obviously to watch the ball through to contact, your visual system has to be functioning well. So a lot of people, in addition to practicing the footwork patterns, they need to train their vision so they can read the flight of the ball more effectively and so they can track it, and that's going to really help improve the quality of the volleys and increase the consistency overall. So you can practice the footwork patterns. If you'd like to learn how to use brain-based training to improve your vision, I'm holding a 5-day Neuro Tennis Challenge soon. I'm going to be teaching you how to use brain-based training to improve vision and balance and coordination, because they're both also really important. I'll place a link to it down in the description. Click on that link, it'll take you over to a different page where you can register. Okay, any questions about this footwork pattern or any other footwork patterns that you would like to see, leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.